What's going on, guys? Gabe here with ReviewDork, and here we have what's being called by smartphone maker RedMagic, the gaming arm of Nubia, the fastest smartphone in the world thanks to its 144Hz screen refresh rate. Intrigued by such an ambitious claim, I decided to open my wallet and see if in fact the RedMagic 5G lived up to its bill as the fastest smartphone in the world. Stutter dud, we're about to take a deep dive into a very exciting smartphone. So after the customary unboxing, I noticed no headphones, and that's hardly a deal breaker, but you do get an 18-watt charger with the USB style connector and a SIM ejector tool that looks like it could be recycled from your teen's metal wired braces. I guess that's how they're saving costs or keeping costs low. Now at 218 grams and a 6.65-inch AMOLED display, this phone is not light. It feels well made. It actually feels solid, like it's protecting you from its own power. The cooling vents on either side of this phone drive that point home further, with turbofan and L-piped liquid cooling reserved for some of the best gaming desktop rigs out there. At first glance, we see that RedMagic has retained its rather polarizing design. Yes, it's a gaming phone and definitely looks the part. I couldn't help myself but to think I'm a 39-year-old man with a phone that belongs to Optimus Prime and designed by a 13-year-old reincarnate of Elon Musk. I prefer the design of the ASUS ROG2, but what RedMagic lacks in design, it makes up for it with pure power, and more on that in a second. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of the RGB light on the back, although I did find myself playing around with the 9 different LED color options and effects with customizable settings for nearly everything you do on your phone. Personally, I toggle this off, but it's cool looking and definitely a departure from the boring slabs of glass we're getting from Samsung, OnePlus, Motorola. Now, also reminding you that this is an Android gaming smartphone or the built-in shoulder trigger buttons, and it's hardly a new implementation on a smartphone, but these are highly responsive with just a 2-millisecond touch delay. And of course, they're mappable, making them great for games such as Fortnite and PUBG. And again, I'm an old man with reflexes of a drugged cat after hanging out with the weekend, so I find those trigger buttons pretty useful. And speaking of reflexes, the optical fingerprint sensor on the RedMagic is very responsive, beating out the Samsung S20's ultrasonic reader after testing for a few rounds. The phone's reflexes are powered by a Snapdragon 865 chipset, the flagship chipset of 2020. 8 gigs of DDR5 memory, 120 gigs of UFS 3.0 storage for SSD light read and write speeds, a 1080 display with 4500 mAh battery, and what's even more impressive, it's capable, optionally, of 55-watt charging. Just gotta go ahead and buy the charger, but I mean, everyone's charging for a charger. Interesting. And of course, for 2020, the mandatory 3-camera array setup. A 64-megapixel main shooter powered by Sony's IMX686. You get an 8-megapixel ultra-wide and a 2-megapixel macro lens, great for close-up photography and making things look big. And an 8-megapixel selfie cam. This isn't the best camera on the market, but the pictures were pretty darn good. Not iPhone 11 good, but good enough to take a snap, post to Instagram, and add a filter, and no one would be the wiser. What's more impressive? I mean, stop you dead in your tracks, break a neck, and call a chiropractor in the morning impressive is the price, because this powerhouse costs only $579, not $699, not $999, not $1199, $1499. You're getting flagship Android specs for mid-level prices, guys. RedMagic just literally turned me on my head. And when you think it can't get any better, RedMagic delivers a major fuck you to all the 120Hz refresh rate phones out there, because this bad boy does 144 Hz. Yes, We're talking competitive gaming refresh rates. We're talking 240 Hz touch sampling rates for even faster reflexes on the panel. And if you're worried about the impact to your battery life, you have the option to switch to 90 Hz and 60 Hz. Oh, and did I mention it includes a headphone jack? Because gamers don't like Bluetooth latency, fellas. Okay, watch your 6. Man, I've been dead 3 seconds ago. This display is a game changer and has uncovered Samsung's best kept secret. It's 120 Hz display we paid over $1,000 for. Can't really play games at 120 frames per second. The only game I found to work was Subway Surfer. We paid a king's ransom to play free games at 120 frames per second and to swipe left on Tinder faster than anybody else. But once you're in this phone, you are greeted by a very, very, very bright display. And I almost thought it was performing LASIK surgery on me. It's hard to tell on camera, but this phone is very bright. It's also hard to tell that it's a 1080 display, to be honest with you. And the touch response is amazing. Although I found gesture control to be finicky, I quickly found appreciation for the navigation bar, and once we did that, we were back in business. The operating system maybe 1 or 2 generations away from rivaling even the best from OnePlus and Samsung. Look at this 144 Hz display. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Toggle on this red button here and you now gain access to GameSpace 2.1, letting you boost the display and performance even further with a plethora of options to make sure your phone is performing the best it possibly can and you get performing your absolute best. So kick ass and take names. It disables notifications and other distractions, so no one's bothering you. I never thought I'd be enjoying playing Odyssey and Asphalt 9 as much as I do now. And we also got the Magic adapter, and this lets you hardwire your phone via Ethernet, connect your headphones to the rear, and charge your phone at the same time. Now I think this is cool because headphone jacks usually on the top or bottom of a phone, and that will obviously get in the way of how you grip your phone when you're playing a game. The eSport handle just adds more refinement and control to your gameplay while letting you see more screen, 4 mappable buttons and a joystick with auto game support, and we have a complete phone. Man, this was an exciting phone to review in a sea of boring flagship phones designed to do nothing but take your money and make you feel good about it. The RedMagic 5G isn't perfect, but it truly is the world's fastest smartphone. This is Gabe with ReviewDork. I want to sign out, but I just have to do a little rant towards the end. What RedMagic has shown us is that the supply chain is actually far more affordable to these corporate giants than they lead us to believe. Yet we're paying $999 for OnePlus, we're paying $999 for a Motorola, we're paying $1,000 or more for a Samsung. And yet we get a quality device for only $579. I don't know. I'm tired of feeling hoodwinked. Let me know in the comment section below. This is Gabe with ReviewDork. I'm signing out. Peace.